What is going on, everybody?
Hey.
It's Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
I am Pound.
And I am Slash.
Hello,
I'm
people.
gonna start calling you Ashy Knuckles, dude. Every time we bump fists.
God, I know. I already put on lotion. I'm just like, ugh.
I'm like, this man been punching brick walls all day.
I mean, I probably have. I'm not holding. I probably put something. Oh, no. But it's going to be like this. Ugh. And then you be like, oh, my knuckles are bleeding. Like, oh, no. I killed him. So, James Bond. No, I'm fucking. No, I got this.
So,
yeah,
as you guys can tell by you clicking in, we're not just covering one episode today. We're not just covering two episodes.
We're covering
today.
13, bitch.
We're covering all. No, I'm kidding. We're covering 3 episodes.
I was gonna sit here and be like, we're gonna do 13. Let's fucking go, man. Punisher marathon that shit.
Nah, so this is a great series.
Nice, yeah.
Like
I'm enjoying it.
Originally, with most shows, when we started doing this, we covered one episode at a time.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we would run across shows that are 30 minutes and there's 40 episodes per thing, and we don't want to just cover one show for a month and a half. Where there's just always new stuff coming out on Disney Plus that we've got to cover.
Right now, we got What If about to come around.
Yeah, What If's about to start.
I think that's the only thing
So,
for next year.
We started getting to the point where we're like, well, when we cover movies, it's usually about 2 hours.
Right.
An average movie is about 2 hours. So we'll start covering 2 hours worth of shows whenever we watch. So if it's a 30-minute show, we watch 4 episodes. If it's an hour-long show, we watch 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That way we get at least multiple episodes. Things are shortened, and we can get through a season quicker to get on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with this, though, was there are 13 total episodes, and we didn't want to do 2,
right.
and then get to the last week.
There's one left.
It's just the finale.
Right.
So we're covering the first 3 episodes today, which actually is very fitting because you really feel like the end of the 3rd episode is the start of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, it starts off slow, but it does pick up. But
everything, well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't start off slow.
No. Let me correct it. Like, it does start slow, but the good. I mean, oh damn, the whole show is good. The awesome. Man, how can I word this? Because like, really, it just takes up. It just goes up. It's up.
It just ends with Punisher being like, all right, we're gonna do this.
Right. Because at first,
and that's where things go.
That's where it goes. First, they don't want to trust each other. Which is fine. I mean,
so
I get it.
Before we get into this,
yeah.
We're not going to do too much news.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna kick Ralph in the knee when we're done. When I'm like, too much news. Stop it. Bam.
We got about 50 things to talk about. No, let me stop. Let's go do a few things. Okay. All right. What we got here? We got some. Spider-Man 4 will reportedly take place after the events of Avengers Doomsday, which we kind of know that. We kind of figured that anyway. I mean, that's a given.
Okay.
What else
weird.
is... Yeah. Well...
Because if he's going to be up fighting against Doom...
Unless he gets sent to another universe.
We'll see.
And,
he might not be in Avengers Doomsday. Who knows? You'd think he would be, though.
You think he would be. With everything's going on leading up to that should be a moment there, but they probably won't. And then they said the title of Spider-Man 4 is reportedly Blue Oasis. Whatever the fuck that means. Sound like he's about to get sent to... you know what? This shit start adding up to where it's like he might get sent to another universe, man.
No, that sounds like he might be fighting Hydro Man.
Ooh. Which could be said...
A combination of Hydro Man and the Sandman.
Ooh.
They're both almost the same character.
But it could be his version of Sandman. Because we never actually seen the MCU's version of Sandman, how they would look like.
Right.
So... Which, reportedly, I don't know if I remember telling you this or not the last time, but they are trying to make a Sinister Six in the MCU. And you're not really a big fan of that anyway, but...
I am. I love the Sinister Six. My problem is I just don't want them to just jump right into it.
I mean, if the Spider-Man 4 is like what you're saying, then it should be a build-up to all of these villains. Not like how Sony's doing with Kraven the Hunter and Venom. Not like that or Morbius. But a build-up with Spider-Man, and then they all do this little team-up situation, and... You know, but we'll see on that part. Another bit of news we also have: The Eyes of Wakanda will be coming out August the 6th, 2025, which they never really had a title or not title.
I mean, I think it would be cool to follow Okoye, but you know,
who the fuck?
The main, really.
Boy, you said it so quick too. I couldn't catch it. What Oliver Koya?
No, just Okoye.
Okoye, the lady. Jesus. Yo, but how you said like a rapper. Oliver Koya. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, he said it like a straight gold.
No, I did not. I said it's going to follow Okoye.
Nah, it's just how you.
Dear God, dude.
Oh my God. I was like, hold up. Did you just drop a bar when I mean?
I mean, I can.
I know you can, bitch. That just threw me off. I was like, Oliver Koya. Whoa.
Follow Okoye,
Follow
sir.
Okoye. Yeah. It's like it's Oliver Koya. Sorry.
Jesus.
I was about to Google this shit like on Oliver Koya. The rapper, bitch.
That'd be a hell of a rap name. Who are you?
Oliver Koya. Where you from? Wakanda, bitch.
Ali Bombay.
Bombay. We gonna have the whole crowd just, oh, I don't know what he doing, but I'm rapping. I'm sorry, that's crazy.
I just like you sometimes.
I know, boy. You just don't say shit fast as fuck. I'm gonna be like, what?
I always talk fast.
I know you do, but that's some funny shit. That's great. Oh, man. What else we got? Oh. The dude who plays Galactus, Ralph Eason?
Machio?
I wish. they said they finished filming the Fantastic Four with his stuff on it. Can you imagine Galactus do the Crank King? Watch this! Oh my God!
Wax
on. He's like, he's lifting his leg. Bow that building.
The fucking planet just...
Is that how Fantastic Four, they just get jumped right in that kick? He's like, how we jump? Galactus kicked the shit out of our planet. No, man, he pumped the hell out of it like a football player. He's punting it. Let's see. What else we got? Let's see. Ooh. Oh, the Wonder Man will be coming out December 25th. They didn't have a release date, but now they finally have one. So, yeah.
Next year or this year?
No, next year, bro. We ain't got no new shit this year.
Yeah, what if? What you talking about?
We don't believe in that. That's not real. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, this one is interesting. Marvel Studios reporting casting for an 18-20-year-old actor to play the young co-lead in the Vision Quest series. They're looking for a white British male. Why they gotta say Can they just say it? Hey, we're looking for a white man. I don't know why they gotta say it like that. No, I just think they just said a British male. It's like, we could have put that just together. It's like my coworker. You see those black people? Like,
that's because this is what they're looking for. They're looking for a white British male. Like, I don't... In casting, it makes sense. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
The descriptors aren't always needed when telling a story. That's what we make fun of our coworker for. Because he always like, so I was talking to this one black guy. The fact that he's a black guy doesn't matter. He could just say I was talking to this guy.
Nope, he got to emphasize. I scared these two black women. Oh my God. You know. And then you tell him. You like, you know you have to put it in there, but I got to put that in there. Like, no, you don't. You don't have to say it like that, man. They're really going to think of you something else.
This is why we all think you're racist, sir.
I think I start questioning. Oh, shit. What else we got? Oh, this is...
Come on, Ralph.
Yeah, I think this. Let's try to find some more shit. I think this might be it.
Craven's coming. We don't care.
I don't give a shit about that whack ass shit. S1E1-3 said she might be reportedly coming back to the MCU. She said, I've said it a trillion times, I would play Laura for the rest of my life, and I would be in the content. She's the most incredible character to play, so
she would be content.
Content. Mm-hmm. What the fuck I said?
Content.
You know what?
Jesus.
No, we're just. Oh, the Eternals. They're gonna come back.
I doubt it.
How do you know?
Not for real. They're forever gonna be stuck on the stupid big dude's hand.
Well, until we might see him in Captain America.
One of the better movies in fucking Phase, whatever they're in.
I don't know what phase this is anymore. They did too many phases, man. Well, yeah. Blade has been a close forever. Yep. So, yeah.
All right, so we're going to start off.
Yeah, because Blade is over. No, I'm fucking up because
Ralph wasn't ready.
Nope, not this time. Not this time.
He was watching people do stupid things on TikTok.
We was watching a stupid ass fight.
Also true. Anyways.
So we're watching this show.
So we started Punisher season 1,
AKA real life,
the original Netflix show. That when it was created was technically a part of the MCU until it wasn't.
Yeah, this was their their Netflix show, whatever that they tried to connect it to the MCU. Yeah.
Well, they tried to connect the whole universe.
They wanted to connect everything, but
and then even at one point, if you remember correctly, the Russos wanted to include them in, I think it was Infinity War.
Yeah.
But
there was some old. They said there were
too many.
Yeah, too many people. But they said they had supposedly testing of it though, of Daredevil and them in there at one point, but then they trashed it, of course. But yeah, they wanted all to come together.
Now, obviously, we don't know if Punisher would have been involved or anything, but
I just think it's so funny now that with the MCU getting these characters, now they're supposedly, like I said, we have photos of the Punisher, of course in Daredevil, but also he's supposed to be in Armored Wars.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how that.
I swear to God, Armor Wars is never coming out, dude. We've been hearing about Armor Wars for like 5 years at this point.
Yeah, that was supposed to be something. Yeah.
Like they announced it, and then they keep talking about it.
And Don Cheadle's like,
Don's like, no, it's working. It's
no, he said, he said, compared to Marshall Ali, I'm fucking up that dude's name. The one that's supposed to play Blade, Lisa Don Cheadle, he's actually saying, no, it is coming. It's just when next year, 30 years, when we're both 50. Like, when is it coming, man? Because damn.
But this show it's reason enough for me to get excited to see the Punisher back in the MCU again, not back in the MCU, but in the MCU,
right?
In the first place. So
yeah, because this Daredevil series is supposed to be where everybody comes in this shit. I mean, not first, but it's all connected.
I wonder if we're getting Karen back.
I thought you said she was coming back.
Well, I keep hearing stories that some people are coming back, some people aren't coming back. But then people will turn around and be like, no, I am coming back.
Right, like the guy who played Froggy.
The guy that played Foggy, if you remember when they first talked, he wasn't going to come back.
Oh,
that was the original conversation.
And I don't know
then
why.
We started hearing rumors that he was coming back.
He was coming back. And then Karen Page, I thought she signed on board of it. Because it's like, yo, you're part of MCU now.
The guy that plays Luke Cage, originally he wasn't going to come back into the whole fold of the MCU.
Right.
But Evil's done, so he might as well.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, you're out of a job now. You might as well.
Evil's days out of a job.
Might as well. You might as well.
And now that is that was one of the bit of news I was telling you about because Marvel Studios is trying to think that if they do this, because they're going to hint all 4 of them supposedly in the show, like Luke Cage, all of them. Now, whether they're going to bring the cast back, we don't know. They could just get recast all together, which would probably suck because they actually all did well in their own perspective. Even Iron Fist, even despite people fucking around not liking it, everybody at least did respect to it.
If he was to come back, learn the choreography like he's supposed to.
Oh, and be in the costume?
Be in the costume. I think people would be fine. The problem is, I don't think it was his call for him to not be in the costume.
Right, that was Netflix.
That was Netflix's call for him to not be in the costume.
Disney would do it. That's what I said. Disney would literally throw him in the... If they could put Channing Tatum as Gambit, they could give you the Iron Fist that you're looking for.
Right.
So, the whole white, with the white look and everything. Like, yeah, no. But... It's just nice to watch this and what could have been, but they were trying to get Defenders too, but then that scrapped up as well.
Right.
But yeah.
We're covering the first 3 episodes. The first episode is called 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It was directed by, honestly, the first 2 episodes are directed by Tom Shankland. The third one is directed by Andy Goddard.
Yeah.
And then Steve Lightfoot had written, whatever. All 3 of the first episodes, but he won't write another episode till the very last one.
Yeah.
So this is... It's weird. You usually don't see shows that are one consistent show directed and written by a bunch of different people. Usually it's all one
The
person
same
and
person. Right.
one person and the other. But this show does it throughout.
And somehow it still keeps it connected without being different from each other.
Even in 2, Steve Lightfoot starts off writing the first couple episodes, and then he doesn't write another one until almost the end of the season.
Right.
And then what's his face? Tom Shankland, who I just love his name. I don't know who he is.
Shankland.
He directed none of season 2. So.
Wow.
And then, like I said, the first 2 episodes that Tom Shankland directs are the only 2 episodes of The Punisher that he directs.
That's kind of interesting that
and they jump through a bunch of different directors.
Right.
Andy Goddard, Kari Skoglund, Deborah Dubala Walsh, Jeremy Webb.
While still keeping the story,
Antonio Campos,
the same story.
Mark
That's
Jobs,
weird.
Jim O'Hanlon.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch.
Because you would think with each different director, they have like their own vision. I mean, in some way they kind of do.
As somebody who watches, who especially lately, because I run my anthology horror channel, almost every anthology horror story is written and or directed by completely different people. So if you get into a show like The Twilight Zone,
right,
it's directed by a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
And then there's about 6 to 7 different people that write different episodes.
Right, because some people thought at one point Rod Serling was the written director. No, he was just. He probably did a few, but
no, he wrote a lot of them.
He wrote a lot of them, of course, but then like some of them would have like a different director altogether. Plus, and I was just saying he's just a damn narrator anyway. So
right.
But yeah.
Even if you look at, so I was looking at Alfred Hitchcock Presents because that's another show that I'm starting to cover now. And Alfred Hitchcock only directed the first episode.
Oh shit!
Everything else was directed by other people, and he's just a narrator for the show. So.
Oh wow. Well, you get your money's worth on it, and then bring it like really into.
Like I don't think he directs another episode either till towards the end of season 1 or in season 2.
Oh shit!
So he doesn't really direct much for that show specifically. So anyway, so 3 a.m.
But yeah.
Is the very beginning, and they kind of hint at a lot of things in the beginning. The death of his family, which anybody that has read or watched anything about the Punisher knows he's all about getting revenge on people because of the death of his family.
Right.
And
he's like the Liam Neeson out here.
Exactly.
I swear to God, dude.
I have a particular set of skills.
Right. And I have a skull like shirt on. So don't fuck with me.
But the episode basically starts off with him taking out a bunch of random people that we have no clue what the tie is,
like,
other than
we don't know. Yeah.
Other than we know, it's people that
causes family's death.
Causes family's death. So then we get after he finishes doing all that, he pretty much hangs it up. He's done.
Right.
He moves on.
Gets a normal job.
And he gets a normal job working at a warehouse.
Where he smashes shit.
And all he does is hit hammer to wall.
Hammer to wall, man.
He goes in early, hits hammer to wall until lunch. He stops, he eats his lunch.
Waits till late night.
And then hits hammer to wall until he goes home late at night.
His hands are bleeding when he puts them up.
Blisters and blood. Yeah. It's gruesome, but he doesn't care. But it basically... The entire time he's hitting the wall, he's just thinking about his family. Right,
you would think it would take his mind off, but it's not.
No,
he's hooked on it, man.
He works with a bunch of assholes who seems to think he's a little not all there.
Right.
They think he's crazy, basically.
Right. Well, they called him the R word. So, yeah. Crazy to something else.
So then. New guy starts, and he's just trying to find a place within the group of people.
Yeah, he's just nobody.
Whether it's with the people that don't like Frank Castle, or
with Frank Castle,
he's just trying to find a friend somewhere. Eventually, one day, a couple days, I guess, into the episode,
right? Because it's all repetitive until it gets to that like specific moment where he asks to go for drinks. When he brings
not that. So they're sitting there and. They confront Frank, he's going by a different name. I don't remember what
it was like Peter Pascal. I don't say Peter Pascal. That's the Mandarin.
Okay.
That's the Mandarin.
You got this.
I think it was like Peter something. Because he's supposed to be dead.
No, so they don't say what his name was supposed to be, or what he changed it to.
They don't put it in there in the description there.
Not here. No, I don't remember exactly what it is, but
he's
going by an alias. But
it's alias name. Yeah, but that's weird though.
We're just gonna call him Frank for the sake of that's what his actual name is. So basically, they confront Frank and they're like, "Yo, all you do is swing that hammer, and you're costing us money."
Like he said, you don't get. He told him, you don't get paid.
You don't get paid for the overtime you do unless they ask you to do it.
Right. And he don't care. He's just boom.
And he kicks over the Frank's lunch.
Right.
And then Frank stops what he's doing, and he turns around, and the guy's even like, "Oh, that got his attention."
Right.
And he got in his face and threatened him, and Frank didn't do anything. He kept quiet.
But he was gripping that hammer.
He was gripping that hammer like
a motherfucker. Like you can hear that crin, that clutch, but like he was ready to bat. He was gonna give a home run right in the mouth.
So when that happens, the new guy ends up meeting him up on the roof, tries to get a long conversation.
And he was still quiet. He said, "If I eat this sandwich, would you shut up?"
Yeah, he was even like, "If I eat the sandwich,
he said, "No promises."
Will you be quiet?" And he's like, "No promises."
But he was the one that actually did kind of talk to him, I guess, because nobody.
Right.
I mean, he wanted to be alone, but it is what it is.
Eventually, Frank tells him, though, he's like, "Look, I'm not the one. Like,
right.
I thank you for the sandwich. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking for a friend."
Right. He should say, "Go find Spider-Man."
So he goes. He leaves. Eventually, the guys end up. The other guys end up deciding they're going to go out to a bar, and the new guy asks if he can go with them, and they were like, and he was like, "I even paid for the first round. Right? First round's on me." So everybody's like, "Yeah, sure."
Bro, not the first 25,000 drinks though, bitch.
So they go to the bar, they drink it up, and during all of this, in some of the mixture, you see a lot of Frank Castle going home, washing his hands, reading a book.
Right.
He goes and visits his friend from time to time. That works in the
right. And he calls him by his alias name too. He's like, he called him Frank. He calls
him Frank when they're alone.
Right, we're alone. He said Frank died, but the Peter, whatever alias they gave him, is still alive. Live that. He basically wanted him to live that life, right. But he told him, I said, I can't live that, bro. It's something always keeps behind me, man. It's just it just stays in there, man.
Right.
And that's. I think wonder I think that's how a lot of people live like that from the army or whatever. They kind of never let that go.
Right.
So
basically, back to the other group. They go to the bar. They drink.
They're plastered
drunk. And one of the main dickhead dude is like, "I need money. I owe some loan shark some money to loan sharks." And the guy that he's talking to is like,
"I told you not to get involved."
Yeah, I told you not to get money from them. He's like, "Well, I need to pay him back."
Like you said, immediately.
Immediately, and he's like, "Do we have any other work that we can do?" And the guy's like, "I'll ask my cousin tonight." So next day at work,
right.
Frank is sitting behind a wall drinking coffee or whatever.
Yeah, he wasn't even he wasn't even paying no mind to their conversation. He was just
he was probably there thinking about his kids.
Right. And his family, just zoned out.
But while he's hidden away where people don't see where he's at, and the two dudes are talk about this place that they're gonna rob.
Yeah, he don't care.
And Frank is close enough by that they think he overheard, and they start threatening him because they see him there. And they're just being absolute dicks about it. And then all of a sudden, some commotion happens. You find out one of the other workers...
That he was supposed to go with them.
...got hurt. And he was one of the guys that were supposed to go with the group to go do what they were going to do. So later that night, they ask the new guy if he wants to come join them.
But he could have said no. It was about pure fucking pressure. Just like, oh, how will do it? Like, bro,
I think it was more the new guy needs money, too. He said that earlier in the episode.
Yeah, he need overtime money too.
He has to pay for his grandma's medicine.
But I think he probably didn't think. Until he threw the mask at him. He probably thought it was gonna be like some other job, maybe like a second job. He said,
"No. They said to his face it was illegal. It's not legal."
Oh, they did. Dang it! He just went ahead and did it. Okay,
and it wasn't peer pressure. It was understanding like, shit, I need money.
Money too.
So I'm gonna go help him. Now, with that being said, though.
Right.
They go, and while they're Frank goes home, goes to do his thing, but at some point he just gets so frustrated at being at home because all I could think about is his family that he goes back to the work site. This comes back into play later.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile,
they come back. They go out to complete this robbery. You find out during the conversation earlier that it's actually he's robbing from the guys that are basically needing his money from him.
Right, they're loan sharks.
So he's going to go rob the loan sharks to give them the money back as far as like payment.
And that sounds so stupid. Like what? Now thinking how when you say it, it sounds so fucking stupid. I'm gonna rob you, but here you go.
They don't know it's who he robbed.
Oh god, that's just
the guys that are being robbed don't know who it is at first.
And it's a place where they don't have weapons either.
Yeah, no weapons allowed because
where they're playing at.
It's to make sure that no.
But it's only one guard though.
Over a game.
One guard, and that was it.
So
that's all it was.
They barge in,
beat the guard up, throw him, and it was going smooth. Like a split second.
The new guy comes in. You can tell he's super nervous.
But this whole entire time, you're just waiting for something to happen. He's just waiting for it.
And he's like scooping all the money off the table.
Yeah, and then he's dropping the money. He's like, "Either go get the money."
And the whole time that's happening, the guy that they have at gunpoint is just talking mad shit.
He said, "You don't know who
he's
the
like,
fuck
you don't know
this
who
is.
You're messing with.
You wouldn't even be here." I'm like, "Darn."
So then all of a sudden, the guy that's scooping the money into the table, the bag gets caught up on the chair.
Yep.
Because he's stupid, and
all of a sudden
he drops it. The money goes all over the floor.
He said, "Pick up the money."
He drops down to scoop up all the money in the thing, and then all of a sudden his wallet falls out of
his. And it says Donald.
Out of his
wallet.
Out of his his hoodie.
Oh, so
his wallet falls out of his hoodie.
Right.
And at this point, this is where I'm like, okay, plot hole situation. I'm having issues with.
Right.
Why in the hell do you have your wallet in your hoodie instead of your bag?
Remember what he said before they were going to say the bar? He said he thought maybe he was going to get stopped by the police.
That's not my question.
Okay.
I'm not questioning him having the wallet.
Right.
Why is it in your hoodie? You've got jeans on. Why isn't it in your fucking pocket? Who carries their wallet in their hoodie? Like, what is he doing? That's where none of this makes sense. That's the one plot hole I got for you. I don't understand why the wallet other than
he probably didn't think he was going to drop it, but with nervousness it just flew out of his pocket or out of his.
I mean, the man wasn't wearing fucking joggers. Again, put him in the fucking pants.
He was full, and as soon as he saw it, he said, "Man, you shouldn't be here, Don." I said, "Well," and then they were saying, "Hey, we got to ice him." I said, "You know what? That's probably the right thing to do. We got to off that motherfucker."
I said the same thing when we were watching it. Mm. They should just kill all the people in that room.
Right, because now they see your face.
Right.
What?
Well, they just they saw his
name, but all they gotta do now, and they call it. Well, I know somebody got a photographic memory. Like, okay, that's him. Cool, bet.
So.
And he was like, I won't tell him. He's like, you can't really go off that though, man.
Right. So, they get the money. They run out. They get in the car. They go back to the construction site.
They stole about like $200,000 or $300,000 right there.
Yeah, stole a lot of money.
Shit.
They get to the construction site, and then all of a sudden, they all get out the car, and they start like beating and threatening the new guy who
beating
fucked
the
up.
Shit out of him too.
And one of them was like, "We got to kill him."
Yeah.
And the guy was like, told one of his other partners, "Hey, go turn on the mixer."
Right, because they can't just like shoot him. I mean, they could have, but nah, like they had to basically look like it, like he disappeared.
They said, "Go turn on the mixer." So they go to turn on the mixer, and then he ends up running away from them.
Yeah, he got a weapon too. He was trying. Yeah.
And he goes up some stairs of the building that they were working on, gets up several floors high, and then all of a sudden grabs one of the
like little poles or rods.
It's rye bar. Is it rye bar?
Yeah, a rye bar just to swing around. Yeah. He did get a lick on one of them though, but they ended up
he ended up hitting one of them. Went to go swing at another. They eventually got the weapon away from him. They started beating
He pistol whipped him from behind.
Yeah, they started beating the hell out of him, and then eventually drag him over and throw him off.
Literally, throw
him off of like the second story into a pit of cement that was being mixed
together
or dumped, I guess.
Right.
At that point,
Frank comes
You
up.
hear, turn it off.
Right. That's all. Right. That's all. Turn it off. He said,
And
who are you? Like, what?
And I turn around, and
Frank.
it's Frank Castle, and he's standing there. And the dude's like, oh, my night keeps getting better.
And and this time, this is what he wanted to do.
And
to what he been holding up the grudge to do to you.
He's like...
It's like built up anger.
Frank beats the fuck
all of them.
Out of the three of them.
He breaks their arms.
He's breaking arms. He's busting faces.
He shot. Hey, that dude started the car. He said, "Bow." Shot him right at head point, like right in the head.
He's like fucking all three of them up. One of them starts to get away. He throws two of them after killing them into the vat next to the kid that's in there.
And the kid is like, "Oh my god!" He's like, he don't know what's going on. He just seeing dead bodies.
The guy that's not even the leader. He was the guy that's trying to get away.
Right.
He gets in the car, and as he starts to drive off, Frank shoots him.
Right. Headshot. Cleared. And threw his ass right in there in the Steven mix too.
And then he throws that in there. A rope comes over the edge for the kid to crawl out of. And all of a sudden, you can see him grab the rope, and then you hear the car drive off.
Right, and it says the words "Leave town."
And he climbs up the rope. He gets out. It says "Leave town" on the thing.
I don't get that.
And he
either.
left the money. Well, I can guarantee you he didn't leave all the money. I'm pretty sure he took
Hell
some
no,
of
I'm taking that bitch. What? I would took the whole bag. Fuck you, me.
No, Punisher don't want money.
No. Oh! I thought
I'm talking about Punisher.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you, Punisher probably took a couple stacks.
At least like 10 grand. Maybe 10 grand.
Maybe.
But here's the thing though. Why leave town if you just gonna mark them off anyway? You're just gonna go get them anyway. Is it because people may still come looking for the money?
No. He told the kid to leave town.
Yeah, but like
the kid doesn't know he's about to go kill all these people.
Right. I'm saying like
he's telling the kid just to get out of town. Period. Like once you start fucking with mobs, get the fuck out. This is why Ralph wouldn't have survived the 60s. 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Oh, I'm like, why the fuck he told me to leave town for it? What, you about to mark off like 9 people? What's like 10 people sitting there, and the guard? Like, bro, what? Like, I would stay in town.
So Frank goes and finds this building,
and they were like, "Well, we're gonna find them people." They were getting this little villain monologue going on, and the lights come on.
They were talking about how, I looked up Don, and he works at this construction site.
Yep.
We're gonna go find him. We're gonna go kill him and his family.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden the lights go out.
Right.
And Frank lights him up.
And it reminds me, and I shouldn't say it because it wasn't like Daredevil Season 2, but it reminded me.
It wasn't the same scene.
But it reminded me because how they were like gang members in one little area, and the lights dim out.
Right. So he lights him up, and then ends up. And actually, I don't even think he shot any of them. I think he got them to shoot each other.
Oh, because of the fact he had no gun on him.
No, he didn't. He had. Well, here's the thing. I think he had a gun on him, but I don't think he shot any of them, because the idea for him was to get them to shoot at each other, get them to kill each other in the dark, and then the last guy that's left, he grabbed it and pointed his own gun on him with his own finger and pulled the trigger. Now
that was cold. He did that. He muscled that into.
And if you remember later on in the newspaper that he reads, it said
5
dead in a murder-suicide.
Yeah, because it made me think that he had a gun on him. Oh shit!
So I'm pretty sure he didn't kill any of them.
What did you shoot in the air? What's causing
the last guy? The last guy, he made the dude basically kill himself.
Right. But he had to have done something. What did you like? Just shot one random bullet and
just shoot a random bullet and they just start firing.
They start firing.
So
murder suicide. That's crazy.
So now, while all of this is going on,
there's no play in it.
There's more stuff happening on other scenes.
Yeah.
We find this new detective lady who has been brought over from Afghanistan.
Right. She was like a field unit person.
She has now joined the CIA.
Right.
I think
with
it's the CIA.
Wolf.
I think it's the CIA.
Yeah, there was.
She's like the NYPD or something.
Right.
But she joins the local force
with Commander Wolf or something.
And Wolf, who is the commander or general or whatever it is.
He's above her.
Yeah. He's the boss.
Right.
He's absolutely been a dick to her.
Yeah.
He requested she come, and then proceeded to be an asshole.
Right. He talked about her being a woman, religion, race. Golly, all in one sentence. He said, I wish we could have got somebody else. Like, damn.
She's like, she calls him out on it too. She's like, Sexist, racist, misogynist.
He said all in one sentence.
All in one sentence, and he goes, and it's your word against mine.
Right,
I was like, oh, he's a dick now.
Right, he said, I am the supervisor for a reason. Like, oh shit, that's scary.
But basically, he tells her because she's trying to figure out who killed her love interest.
No, I thought it was his friend. I don't think it was a
love interest. I don't remember who it is.
I don't think that was a love interest. I think it's just like a friend because he had a family.
He had a family.
Well, and he was supposed to be part of like a protecting, witness protection. He wasn't supposed to be caught up like that, and they ended up finding him dead somewhere.
So
buried.
Yeah, you find out that her friend ends up getting killed. Mm-hmm. Which obviously over the next couple episodes we see a lot of scenes.
Right, and really it kind of these next few episodes and probably episodes to come, it really does. It's going to like paint a picture of what this guy really was.
More and more as things go on.
Right, but what he was. He was just some random Joe Blow on the street, some random Afghanistan person that just got killed.
But you definitely could tell something's not right with Wolf. You could definitely tell something strange is going on with her partner.
Right,
her partner's kind of a dick. Not to her. Not to her, at least at first.
At first.
But he's willing to help her out because he's like, hey, someone else that's willing to be on the bottom with me. Cool. Let's do it. So yeah, and that's pretty much after he kills the mob.
Right.
That's pretty much the end of the first episode.
And then, you got one more. Micro.
I don't think Micro shows up in this one yet.
I thought you said Frank Castle is back.
Oh well, yeah, it ends with him saying.
My bad. Well, yeah.
You just hear somebody say, "Oh, Frank Castle's
my
back."
Bad. Yeah, we hear Frank Castle is back, and he got like a CTV over damn. Hey, some of these little apartments got CTV like that on it. Like damn. Like I know some of them do, but that just throws me off that somebody could be watching you through that camera like that.
So.
And that was episode 1.
That was episode 1. Episode 2. And obviously, there's other details and stuff that we're probably missing.
I don't think there was. They were kind of. I mean, besides him having PTSD over his family, I don't think there was really too much details behind it.
Episode 2 is called Two Dead Men. And this one starts off with Frank going to a local diner.
Local diner.
And as he goes in, everybody keeps calling him a hipster.
Bro,
because he's got the beard going and the long hair.
He said, I never met him. He said, I'm not one.
Yeah.
He said coffee, bacon, sunny side up with some raw toast. Right toast, yeah.
So
or sourdough toast.
Yeah, he's there to eat.
Oh yeah, he was eating. He got it down.
Bowing.
Man, he hadn't eaten in days.
And she even asked, she was like, are you moving into the neighborhood? And he was like, if the eggs are good.
Right, the eggs are good. He said, I've never been a hipster. He said, you never will.
So then, as he's sitting there eating, the waitress basically pokes her head around the corner, and she's like, hey, hipster, the phone's for you. And he's like, I think you're mistaken. And she's like, no. They described you as if they were standing right next to you. And so he gets up, he walks over, he answers the phone, and the guy's
like... You got the wrong guy. He said, nope.
No, I got He's like, I'm sorry, sir, I think you have the wrong dude. He's like, no, I think I got the right one.
Right one.
Isn't that right, Frank?
Right. Yep.
And he's like...
He said,
He starts looking around.
He started looking around like a motherfucker.
And he's like asking questions.
He said, hey, yo, why don't we... He said, why don't we meet up, man? I'll buy you some coffee, buy you some breakfast.
Right. But he sees a flashing light up on a roof.
Yep, flashing light.
And so finally they get off the phone because the guy's like, I'll get back in touch.
Right.
And the phone hangs up. And so he walks outside like he's walking normal, like everything's fine.
And then as soon as that truck passes...
all of a sudden a
trash
truck passes. And he runs.
Well, he darts.
Yeah.
He's doing like parkour shit.
He hits a corner. He drops a bag, his bag of stuff on the street behind a dumpster, and then like runs into a building, runs upstairs. He eventually gets to a building where he saw the flashing light. He gets up there, has his gun pointed, and as he turns the corner, he sees it's like a compact mirror that's sitting there with a flashlight on it, used to get his attention.
Yep.
And there's a phone that says, I'll contact you when I need you.
And then you turn back to that diner.
And he turns over and looks over at the diner. And you see the dude sitting on top of the diner
roof. He waves to him.
He waves at him. And he gets up.
Call me.
He does the call me symbol and then walks off.
Hey, yo, their chemistry is solid. I don't even care. It gets better as these episodes progress, but that's funny. Because you would think he was up there, but no, he said, bitch, I've been down here at the diner the entire time, man.
So who do you think is the better man in the chair? Micro or Weasel?
Probably Micro.
I don't know, dude. Weasel's pretty good, too.
Really? You think Weasel?
Weasel gets in there and fight and saves Blade's ass when he has to. I just think it'd be a good. It's a good.
I mean, Michael could though. He don't want to. I feel like Michael don't want to though, but he could if he wants to. He could. He get his hands dirty if he wants to.
Yeah, but
I mean, I know he was shaking with the gun when he saw as we progress on with this episode. He was shaking when he pulled that gun, but I think he could.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, not like Weasel though, because Weasel actually would pull up with that shotty with the thotty. He would pull up with it.
Well, I mean, Weasel's driven through walls.
Yeah, driven through walls.
Hey,
Did you get you fuckers at a bad touch? Bow.
I think the difference though is they're fighting vampires.
I mean, yeah, but still. I think Weasel would. No, Weasel probably they probably go to a shootout, him and Punisher, and then they'll probably go get a drink after they shoot each other out multiple times, of course.
Right. So.
But yeah.
Random thoughts. Sorry.
No, that's good. No, man, the chair. Or give it to Ned. And I'm
definitely not Ned.
Oh.
He's too busy watching adult movies.
Right. He said, "What you watching? Porn." He said it like he didn't know what to say to this woman.
So.
Shit.
At this point,
yep.
Frank goes and enlists the help of
Karen
Page. Is it Karen Page?
Yeah, Karen Page.
And
which they were hinting in the first episode when they read the murder suicide by Karen Page, hinting that we were going to be seeing her eventually.
So he finds Karen and she invites him over for food so they can talk.
And you can tell there's a sexual tension there because you can tell there was something going on.
And he gets there and they talk and she's like, "What the hell do you want?" Like she thought he was dead.
Right.
Because at the end of Daredevil season 2, everyone thought Frank was dead. That was the whole point of the way he disappeared.
Yep.
And he basically told her, he's like, "Hey, I need you to help me with something." And she's like, "Okay." And he was like, "If you hear anything about a man by the name of Micro." Because the original thing started off, he actually visits his friend first.
Right.
And asks him if he had said anything about Frank still being alive. And he's like, "Nah, dude, I'd never do that to you."
Right.
And then he goes to Karen and asks her if she had said anything to anybody. And
he said, "No."
She's like, "No, I'd never talk to anyone about it." And he's like, "All right, so I need your help. This dude named Micro's looking for me. I need you to find out if there's anything you can figure out about a guy that goes by the name Micro."
All right.
She's like, "Well, how do I get a hold of you?" So he pulls out a bouquet of flowers that's in a vase, and he sets it down, and he's like, "Put this in the window. I'll see it, and I'll get a hold of you if you find anything." And she says, "Okay." So she goes to work.
She did hug him, though.
Yeah, she hugs him.
And you can tell there's something.
He's hung up on the whole sexual tension thing.
Because she went with Daredevil and fucked that up.
He's more sane. Let's be real. Because Frank's still not even over his wife. He's still dreaming about her.
He probably think Karen is.
No. He's more likely to fall for Micro's wife.
Oh my god! And yeah.
So, I swear to God, dude, I spend almost this entire series, the first time I watched it, being so mad at Frank and being like, "Dude, stop hitting on his wife.
Right.
Stop trying to." And then you find out he doesn't have any interest in her at all.
Don't. No, not one. But damn, that would have been crazy.
But you spent the entire series thinking that there was going to be some shit to go down. And then thankfully at the end, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah.
Obviously, we've seen this season before.
Yeah, this is like my second time watching. That's why I love it. Especially on the wake of what's going on now. I think I really love it now.
Right.
Because I think we're living in the Punisher.
So, and for those of you that don't know, his friend runs a support group. We didn't mention that earlier.
Veterans.
For veterans.
Because you do meet another character in there, though, that's
we'll have an important part later.
Yeah. Because I almost forgot, and then I should have said, "Damn, I forgot."
Yeah, I definitely didn't forget.
Yeah. After what he done, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So... we get to
basically, I guess, cut to Karen, the woman. No,
Karen goes to work.
Yeah, goes to work first. Yeah.
And she finds out by talking to her editor, her boss, that he had been approached with a story by a guy named Micro, who was giving up NRA secrets.
Because he didn't go by Micro, he went by like Steve Weaverman?
Yeah, that was his actual name.
The actual name, yeah.
And he said that basically the article was about this guy that gives up secrets that went by the name Lieberman.
Right.
And he has an article on it. It never made the papers because somebody named General Wolf or Captain Wolf or whatever came and pretty much asked them not to, because they were in the process of investigating so they can arrest everybody involved.
Yeah.
We know is bullshit.
Right, like this was such a deep espionage going on. Like, bro, they did not want this to come out. Like, it's crazy.
Meanwhile, during all of this, the lady cop is asking her partner to help. What was it that she asked him to look into? She asked him to look into somebody specific, and he said, so even behind Wolf's back? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, absolutely, I can do that.
Right.
I just don't remember who it was that he was supposed to look into.
I think it was
it was Frank. It was Frank. It was everything going on with Frank Castle.
Right, that whole unit. The whole unit. She wanted to look behind the unit that Frank was in, so everybody that was in that unit.
That's what it was.
Right. And he said, oh, we're going behind Wolf's back? Sure, we can look into the unit together, because it was a group of them because she found out who all were involved in that shooting of that. I forgot how she found out. Did she just...
No, she was just researching.
Because it was all of them that killed that witness protection that killed his friend. She
also goes to Wolf and asks for a chance to take the group to a place for training exercises. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Wolf was even like, "Are you trying to get me to foot the bill for you guys to just go hang out or something?" She's like, "No.
Right.
It's for all of us to. I figure it's a good time, not just to get to know each other, but to work together.
Yep.
And get things done." And he was like, "All right, we'll come back to that later." So
yeah, that plays a part there too. Exactly.
And remind you, during all of these episodes, we're getting more and more revealed about other stuff.
Yeah, this is like a reveal. This whole series is gonna be a reveal thing.
Frank keeps having more and more detailed dreams about his wife, where she's happy to see him home, or she's happy that he's home, but he keeps seeing a masked dude barge into the bedroom and shoot her.
Or Blake, man.
Yeah, right in front of him, and that's how he wakes up every time.
Which that's crazy.
You're also finding out that he was involved in a group that was called the Reapers. I think that's what they called them. But it was a Secret Service group that go out and take people Afghanistan, out. And what their goal is they go out, they apprehend, interrogate, and then execute.
Right.
And that's their whole thing: apprehend, interrogate, execute.
Right.
To find out intel, things like that. And there's one guy specifically that they keep bouncing back into on, and it's the lady cop's friend. Mm-hmm. Right.
Right.
He's one of the people that it happened to. Now, with that being said, so Karen does her thing, and Frank meets her, and after some stupid back and forth, it's unnecessary.
Well, yeah, because she asked her, she said, "Are you gonna kill him?" I'm like, "Bitch,
yes,
do you know I'm Frank?" Like, I'm Liam Neeson. I'm the Punisher.
This is what I do,
bro. And he got so mad too. He said, "Man, you ain't gonna help me, man. Fuck you, bitch."
He's like, if you ain't gonna help,
fuck you, bitch.
So finally, she hands him the note,
and then she turns 360 and said, "You know what? Can I still meet you out for dinner next time? Don't be a stranger." I was like, "You know what, lady? So you." No, because she is problematic. That's why she don't want Daredevil. That's why she wants him, because she is problematic. How you gonna have a whole argument and then 360 be like, "Man, don't with the hair. Don't be a stranger next time." Like, bitch, you just had a full blown argument with this person over some stupid shit. No, he gonna kill him or not, bro. Come on, dude.
So
yeah,
they go on and he finds out information about this micro. He finds out that his actual name was Lieberman.
Yeah.
And, obviously does his own research and finds out where Lieberman lived.
Of course. And we cut to this situation.
So,
yep.
Fast forward, and
he just walks right into that car, too.
I don't know if... I think the training exercise happens before this.
Oh, right. Right.
So the cop lady has her training exercise that she does with her crew.
Right.
And they actually have a pretty good success rate in terms of only one hostage ends up dying.
Right.
And it's the very last hostage.
Right, because one hostage actually had a gun or whatever. But...
And then we get introduced to what will eventually be revealed as the main bad guy of the whole series. We're going to call him Dickhead McDickerson. So,
because throughout this whole time, now, you know, if you know The Punisher and if you've seen this series at least once, you now know what his end goal is throughout this whole entire the whole series. The whole fucking series. Really, from the time they talk to him, we know what his stitches are. That's it, man. That's stupid.
But
it makes me I want to beat you senseless now.
He runs Anvil,
right.
which is a training exercise place that primarily is based in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Right.
And he talks about wanting to be able to do stuff on home soil. He thinks it'd be great for business.
Mm-hmm. And that's such an evil thing to do anyway.
And they do the training thing, and they talk, and he's like, well, how about you meet me for drinks tonight?
Right, when you're not talking about your boss. Because the boss interrupts him.
Wolf comes in and basically interrupts, talks about, hey, we can't talk about this on the job or some shit. And so they decide they're going to go out for drinks
because she asked what unit she's from, what
right.
he's from. Yeah.
So, Frank.
Oh man, this is
walking down the street and gets hit by Lieberman's wife, Michael's
and it's
wife,
so quick too.
With a car, and he fakes like he cuts himself.
Right, he already did a little light cut, but to make it look more realistic,
to make it look like he was bleeding.
Right.
She brought him into the house, and
oh man, this entire time, Micro was like, no.
He's looking around inside the house. Micro sees all this happening. He's like, nah, Frank, you're not doing this.
Yo.
He gets his gun. He gets in the car.
Oh my God.
He takes off. He parks out in front of the house.
He's like, no. Hey, he was about to do it too.
And his wife ends up weirdly
crying and
opening up to Frank out of nowhere.
I'm a random ass stranger, and you were like, sorry.
She's like trauma dumping on him.
Like trauma dump.
She's like, my husband died a year ago.
And Frank's like,
I should probably go. And she's like, no, stay, finish your coffee. You know, it's the least I owe you for making you, spilling all of yours.
Meanwhile, Micro's having a panic attack. He's like, he could be having sex.
That's not what his worry is. His worry is he's there to kill his wife.
He's there to kill his wife.
So.
Or have sex and then kill wife.
No, he's hung up on sex. Ralph is hung up on sex.
I'm having a gun too. No, it's fucked up.
So.
Micro was funny though. I gotta give it to him. He was like, fuck you me, bro.
No, he doesn't start worrying about the sex thing till later. So then...
so we got trauma dump. He in the house. And the dude pulled up, but he was ready, man.
But basically, she explains that her husband did something very brave, but very stupid, that she wished he wouldn't have done. It got him killed. And he says, I lost my family as well.
Right.
He didn't go into detail.
Yeah. No, because... Yeah, he don't go too much detail into it, but yeah.
But
and that does play a part in the future episode to watch next. But yeah.
So he goes out to leave, and she gets in her car. Her garage door won't open all the way. He says, "If you got some tools, I could probably fix it. I could look at it for you." And
because he was gonna go out. Myra was gonna come out the car, and then as soon as he saw Frank come out, like that's when he went. Zoop. He shut that door and rolled. He put his the car seat down.
Yeah.
And then that's when the garage thing happened. Oh man.
So, Frank ends up helping her out and so forth.
Oh yeah,
and then leaves.
Like, Frank's not that type of person to go over and kill innocent people. He ain't about to do that shit. No.
So then Lieberman, during all of this, was trying to call him, and he took the battery out of the phone. And we'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
So during all of, we also see. At this point, the what's her face?
What's the lady cop, right? It's the lady cop. They go to we're at the bar, right?
Yeah, the lady cop goes to the bar
with the villain dude
and meets up with the guy.
Yeah,
and they get into a conversation where they start talking about things. And at this point, the guy which is Frank Castle's ex-best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you just listening and not watching, there were air quotes, best friend.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Basically realizes that she's really just asking questions.
Right.
And had no real interest in him specifically.
Right.
She's doing the cop thing.
Right. Which, that's what he wanted anyway.
Now.
He wanted this.
Now, while this is going on.
Yep.
Wolf is at home.
Oh, yeah.
And is going through and, pouring himself a glass of wine or whatever he's pouring.
Playing Frank Sinatra.
Puts on some Frank Sinatra.
Because you already got information from Karen. We got information from the wife. Now we're going to the wolf. It's like 3 informations going on all at once here.
All of a sudden, he comes in.
Well, he comes in like a wrecking ball.
Frank does, but he's dressed up in an all-black suit, black mask and everything, and beats the fuck out of Wolf. Now, Wolf gives him a fight, though.
Oh, no, it's a fight.
Wolf can fight.
Because, he got that training, military, police training. He ain't cheap for nothing.
But Frank gets the upper hand.
Yeah, he ends up hitting him on the side on like a table and knocks him the fuck out.
Knocks him out, ties him up to a chair.
With a tie. Now,
I want you guys to understand something. When you're playing 3D chess and your opponent is playing checkers.
Yeah, because he was all this time he was talking to, he was like unwinding that fucking time.
But here's the thing. Frank knew he was going to.
Of course.
This whole thing plays into what Frank wants.
He said there's more than one way to get you to talk, man. But yeah.
So Frank is interrogating him and is trying to get him to talk, and Wolf's even like, "Look, man, I'm not gonna say what you want to hear, and even if I do tell you what you want to know, chances are it's bullshit anyway. Right, so you might as well." He's like, "You have no idea who you're messing with doing all this."
Right. He said, "You know who I am? I'm the chief police something." He tried to give him that speech like a gang member. You know who you're doing? I'm a gang member. You don't know who I am.
You know who you messing with?
Right, because you wouldn't be here. But he was trying to ask information about Lieberman and Micro and this whole situation that he buried, because really he buried this article.
Right. So the guy's still not really talking. So at this point, Frank takes the gun, shoots him in the leg.
Right in the leg.
And
oh, that was cold.
The guy kind of starts to spill a little bit more.
Right.
And then Frank walks up and sticks his thumb in it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which he talks a little bit more, and then Frank turns around, and the entire time he's doing this, he's messing with
you've been looking back for the
tie.
Yeah.
And they keep showing it. He's messing with the tie that has him tied up.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, he gets up, pulls a gun out, and points it at Frank. And Frank, puts his hands up and turns around. And the guy's like, "All right, get down on your knees." And he gets down on his knees, and he puts his hand on his head. And Wolf pulls the mask off, and he sees it is Frank. And he's like, "You've got to be shitting me."
Right. He said, "We thought you were dead."
He's like, "I thought you were dead." And then all of a sudden...
he starts spilling it.
He starts spilling some shit. And he's like, we thought getting your wife and your family... And all of a sudden, you see Frank getting shitty.
And you said that, we come trying to think back. Yeah, we both kind of say he was in on it.
And and he was like, it was, we thought we'd be able to get you too, and somehow you disappeared.
Right.
And just goes on to basically say how he was a big part of how everything happened to Frank, or how everything that happened to Frank happened. And then all of a sudden, he's like, he puts the gun up to Frank's head, and he pulls the trigger.
It was empty.
And it was empty, and Frank goes, "Gun's empty, asshole." And he stands up and beats the shit out of him again.
And break his neck.
And then he grabs him by behind, and he says, "I told you I could get you to talk," and then snapped his fucking neck.
And that was it.
And that's what he was meaning by there's more than one way to get the truth out of somebody. He knew, being ex-military, he was going to get himself out of the restraints that he had him.
Now, my thing was, so he only had one bullet in that gun? I thought that was Frank's gun that he grabbed.
Well, you got to remember, though, he knew what he was doing.
Right.
So, yeah, only one
bullet, and that was it.
He used the one bullet that was needed to shoot him. And then it was...
Nothing
else.
No, that was good. No, he gets that one, man.
Played him.
Absolutely
played him.
100%.
Got more information that he needed.
Man, he killed him. God.
So, I said we would jump back over there and tell you that to go back to...
Right, now we're jumping back.
Going back to the conversation between the lady, the cop lady, and Frank's ex-best friend.
Right.
Quote, unquote. And so they're sitting there and having a conversation. and then all of a sudden, she gets a page
Right.
or a
It's almost
message
like simultaneously.
or a text on her phone.
Yep.
And she says, "Oh my God, I gotta go." And
Right.
he's like, "Oh, always working, huh?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, can we get together and have a drink like this again sometime?" And she says, "Yeah, sure. I'd love to."
And he said, "Happy hunting."
And he says, "Happy hunting," and she leaves.
Well, like, hope you find what you're looking for.
She goes to investigate.
The house of the wolf's house. What's up?
I didn't plug my thing in.
Oh, it's dying.
It's trying to die on me.
Oh,
No, sir.
At least you saw that one.
No, sir.
He said, "We will not do this today." But yeah, he goes to the wolf's house.
That didn't live very quick at all, dude. I just moved this over.
Right.
My laptop's got like an hour of battery life available.
Oh shit! It was really about to go down or die right there on the spot, like Wolf did.
Only took an hour. Only took an hour. So,
but yeah, that they basically her and her partner, and they just see Frank, and they see the Commissioner Wolf, whatever, just lay it out dead.
yeah, she goes, she investigates, and all of a sudden she's basically
The
active chief.
chief right now, right? So yeah, that's
Back to Frank.
yeah. Back to Frank.
So,
He does this bullshit with him.
Frank goes to eat at another diner. He's
Yep.
eating more eggs.
Right.
It's a different diner this time, though.
Right. He said, "You ain't about to give me like that next."
And he gets a call from Micro.
And this motherfucker
And
was
Mike-
ready for it.
And Micro's like, "I gave you a phone so I could get a hold of you."
Right.
And he was like, "Yeah, and I needed to turn it off. What do you need?"
Right. I'm not gonna use it. Like, what you
And
need?
he's like, "So I see you found Wolf." He's like, "And you wanted him dead, right?"
Right. He said, "That's what you wanted,
And
right?"
he's like, "That's what you wanted, right?" And he was like, "We need to talk." He's like, "You know what? We do, but you're no longer running the show."
Right.
He says, "So here's what you're gonna do. In 30 minutes, you're gonna call back, and you're gonna give me a phone that I can reach you at, and then you're gonna wait for further instructions." And the guy was like, "Okay," and he just hangs up.
Right.
And Micro was, all right. So then we see that basically he leads Micro around town to several different places.
Leading up to a graveyard.
And one of the second to last places, his buddy, the cop buddy,
Yep.
has his...
Oh, yeah. Like a scope.
has-
Not a
has-
gun,
has
but
like
a scope.
that he's just
That
looking
can
at.
be attached to a gun.
And
He said he doesn't have
he
nobody
says
with him.
he
He's
has nobody
alone.
with him. He's alone.
He said something like
dirty.
he could be going silent or something. Like he don't got no
He's-
cavalry coming.
He's riding in a blue Impala.
Right. He's literally telling his whole
And
story.
giving him descriptions, and
look,
he leaves.
Look, that's crazy.
So then Frank sends him to the cemetery. He gets to the cemetery, and when he gets to the cemetery, the friend shows up from with the bum leg. From the guy was spying on him, and he's like, "Hey."
He said, "Don't shoot me. I got a scope."
He says, "Don't shoot me. Frank's got you in his scope."
If I go down,
He says, "If I go down, you're
right
gonna
with
go
him."
down right with me."
Right.
He says, "Frank don't want to talk to you. He thinks you're dirty." He says he's done,
Yep.
and he turns around to walk away.
He said, "Hey."
And then
Huh?
and Michael's like, "Hey."
And he just walked away. Hey,
And he-
the most coldest walk ever. Come back. No.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, I'm good. That's all you need to know, bitch. I'm leaving.
So then we see Micro basically drive home.
Yep.
And when he drives home, he chains the gate behind him. He gets inside, and all of a sudden, he's sitting down in his chair. He has a drink.
Right.
And as he's having a drink in his chair, you see his trunk open up. And then all of a sudden, Frank gets out of the trunk.
And he's out there with the. Remember, he cut all his shit off too, so it's all.
Yeah.
He looked like what he did in season 2 Daredevil. And he's looking at me. All he did was laugh. He's like, "Well, damn," because once again we're playing chess and checkers again. Hello.
Yep.
Hi.
He steps up to Micro. Micro just starts laughing. He's like, "Frank Castle." And then all of a sudden,
You give him a Mike Tyson right hook, bitch.
No, he definitely didn't have a Mike Tyson right hook. Not after the Mike Tyson fight we just saw. That wasn't Iron Mike Tyson. That was Tired Mike Tyson. There's a big difference.
He hits him so hard.
But he knocks him out.
That's what Iron Mike Tyson should have did. He said, wait, nope, foul, bitch. Clear, ho.
So.
First round, 60 seconds.
That's how that episode ended.
Yup.
Episode 3 was called Kandahar. This one was directed by Andy Goddard. And
what's the episode 3? Kinda hard?
It's called Kandahar.
Kind of hard?
Kandahar.
Kandahar.
Yeah. Kandahar.
Like caviar?
Shut up. Directed by Andy Goddard, written by Steve Lightfoot.
Like, that's how you say that shit? What type of title?
It's probably pronounced Kandahar, but
can't get hard.
He's trying. So, most of this episode is basically Frank interrogating a completely naked and tied
his
up,
ass, butt ass naked,
and tied up Micro.
Yeah, it's literally just
to give you an idea of some other things that are happening in the background, and I'm going to mention all the other things that happen in the background. Because,
I mean, they really didn't really. I mean, they matter, but not
Frank,
as much as
Frank and Mitro, their whole thing, and it is most of the episode, is here in this area.
Right, where his little hideout.
Some other things that are happening. So with the lady cop, her partner is now starting to get mad at her because she's not giving information to him. He feels like she's withholding it. And mad that she expects him to not say anything when she's not opening up to him. So they've got their budding friendship starting to happen. And then, on the other hand, the ex-best friend goes and visits
the other friend.
Visits the other friend that runs the military support group. You find out he's paying for the support group.
Right. He's paying the whole building. Yep.
And the two of them both agree to meet each other the next night.
Right.
In their usual
Which we don't know
spot.
the next night is about, but yeah.
And then the next night is them going to Frank Castle's grave to basically mourn their friend, even though one of them knows he's still alive. Right. So that's a really good front he's got to put up for everybody.
And that's going if you've seen the series, that's going to play a part there.
That causes issues later.
Yeah, because we know that these dickhead McDickhead. That's why he's here.
Yeah. So then, that is pretty much all that happens outside of
there's not that much between. It's just these two in Micro's hideout.
The other thing that happens is the kid that.
Oh
From the support group.
Yeah, because then he meets
almost kills his dad.
Yeah, because he gives them before all that they were in the VA
meeting.
Yep, the VA meeting. I'm trying to get it right. Okay, and make sure. And basically, one of the people who had NRA thinks that here, if you need to, I guess, reprieve yourself or whatever. I think he gave was that like a shooting range he gave him?
No, it was an NRA flyer.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be some shit that we know gets.
Yeah, because it does get kind of bad.
But he almost kills his dad is the important part in all this.
Yeah. This episode right here, but it's like a spiral.
He has a nightmare. Wakes up from it when his dad's walking downstairs to see him. He pulls his gun and fires and shoots the window by his dad's head. And then he panics because he realized he almost just killed his dad.
Right. He just walks out and
he leaves. So
we won't know, I guess, since the next episode. But yeah,
all of this comes back to play later.
Right.
Now, everything going on with Micro, and this is honestly going to be a somewhat quicker episode to explain, because most of the episode tends to run behind Micro needing to basically stop the place from blowing up.
Yeah.
There's this computer program that's running, and every so often a countdown starts, and if he's not there to type in the code and do a retinal scan, it's going to blow up, or at least that's what he says.
Right, because that plays part later, too, in this episode also.
They then start to talk about their lives, basically, and it's really Micro. Micro explains how he was working for the NRA as a secret analyst. Mm-hmm. He gets a video given to him.
Right.
That is this guy, the friend of the lady cop being killed. Mm-hmm.
And we won't know who any of the rest of these people are We don't know who the rest of these people are, but then you come to find out that the friend was a police officer. So now that's starting to flesh out that guy's character too. That he's like, I got a family. Because remember, second episode he said he had family. Now this third one he's saying, y'all do know I'm a police officer, right? Like, do they not know that? And then, and I guess they don't know what he's saying. Only the guy that is interrogating knows what he is saying. So he's like, what was he saying? Nothing important. I'm like, he is saying that he's a straight up police officer like this. Like, he's telling him, like, you know this won't go well by you doing this, right? But he didn't care. So they thought maybe he was just a straight up terrorist.
Well, no, they painted him out to be a terrorist.
No, painted out to be a terrorist, yeah.
They didn't think he was a terrorist.
Yeah, my bad. They painted out to be a terrorist. But
so yeah, he ends up sending this video. His wife doesn't want him to.
Yeah.
But he ends up sending the video out. And I'm pretty sure he sent it to the lady because she said that she had gotten a.
Yeah, because that does play a part there too. Because that whole thing's like, well, who sent the video out? It was him.
Yeah. And basically, he gets tracked down by Wolf and other people.
And they were like right behind him too, on his ass.
And they chase after him. He runs to this area. His wife even watches it happen because she gets out of the car and runs after him.
Right, and they gonna say he has a gun. What?
And yeah, he tried to play the
his hand is up like this. Yeah, he don't pull the whole. And he's like, no, like, get back to the car, because they were gonna shoot her. I get you, they gonna shot her.
So they end up shooting him. He falls off the bridge.
Yep.
Or the ledge.
Yeah.
And he does reveal that he had a phone on him that stopped the bullet. Right. So, that was good. Now.
But he still got that little hole right there, though, too. Yeah.
We then, after several times stopping this stupid thing from doing what it is, we then, it does it twice, and then the next time, Frank calls him on his bullshit. He's like, I've looked all over the place. There is no fire or anything. And he's like, all right, look. You're right. There's not. What it is if I don't push the buttons, every feed in here, and he's like, look on camera, and you see Frank standing there next to him.
Hi, you're on camera.
And he's like, every feed in here gets sent to every major news outlet. And
like he said, at least you can pick, like, not paint as the bad guy, and show at least his death on camera that they will all see that. And the whole point for you, Frank, is to stay hidden,
right?
And this will put him out in the limelight. Especially killing somebody will really put you out in the limelight.
So eventually, during all of this, Frank interrogates him and tortures him some more.
Oh man, the best part is when he said, "What is that?" He said, "I didn't know that was there."
That was way earlier.
I know, but still, that gets me every time. He's like, he's just had that gun just sitting there. He's like, "What motherfucker?" I was like, "Oh my god, Batman, calm down."
Eventually, he goes through. He types out the thing, but he takes his pen.
Right.
And
it's like he empties out like something and then just left like a needle.
Yeah, he stabs Frank with the pen.
Right.
And it causes Frank to pass out.
Right.
He finally puts some clothes on.
Right.
During whatever other scene happens.
Right, whatever happens.
Frank eventually wakes up.
And he checks it. Hey, no, what's cold? He checked that gun, though. And then he said, okay. Yeah. He had to make sure.
Frank wakes up and he's like, why am I still alive? And he's like, I'm not trying to kill you, Frank.
Right. He was like upset.
We need to work together.
They work together. He's successful, really. But yeah, he worked together.
He was like...
We all have the same goal here.
He was like, so what really happened? And he explains, and this is where we find out more about Frank's past.
Mm-hmm.
So, Frank and their new Supercell group...
Yeah.
Were having a meeting...
Between just them
and
two.
It was Frank, his best friend...
And then his boss.
And then the two colonels.
Yeah, two colonels, yeah.
And
the one that goes out there, and the other one that doesn't go out there.
One colonel is like, they explain how they're going to do things, and this is supposed to be the last mission that they're going on before they go home.
Right.
Right.
They were going to head home after this.
And Frank goes, it's an ambush. And he's like, why do you feel that it's an ambush? And he explains to him that, like, we're getting ready to go to a place where no helicopters can go and all this other stuff.
And all of a sudden, he's there.
And all of a sudden,
target's there.
The target's just there.
Even I could have told you that one. I'm not even... But the guy that doesn't go out and film, he said, you will listen to my words. I gave you the order. I point, you shoot. Like he was like, fine, like fuck it, like all right.
No, what he says is he goes, well, I trust my intel over what a couple of people that just go out in the field tell me.
Go out in the field. Yeah, even though they go out in the field.
And all of a sudden, the one corporal even looks over at Frank's buddy.
Right.
And is like...
Well, he's like, what do you got to say?
What do you have to say?
I follow him.
And he's like, I trust his instinct.
I trust his instinct.
And then all of a sudden...
They're putting him over there like an area where it's... that's not... that's an ambush. And that's what it was.
And he says, well, suit up, we're going.
Right, we're going.
And then all of a sudden, Frank's like, people are going to die.
Right, because you just put them in the line of fire.
And all of a sudden, the guy that never goes out in the field looks at me and goes, look, go shoot. I've pointed.
I point, you shoot. I'm the architect. You're the one to do it. And then moments later.
And then it's like a flash.
Right.
And the dude that was the other corporal, the one that goes out in the field, is missing an arm.
I thought it was a leg, but I think it was an arm. Yeah,
I think it was his arm.
Yeah, arm.
And they were in the middle of fighting. They
right.
were
It was a lot of them backs against the wall.
Backs against the wall. And Frank is
said,
just
fuck
like,
it, I'm about to Rambo.
I'm going crazy.
I'm going crazy.
He goes into the compound and just starts killing everybody.
Bro, he went in like John Wick. And they were giving him shit too.
Whooping their ass.
Whooping their ass.
He gets shot eventually.
Shit, yeah.
And he falls down and he sits up against the pillar. And he has that distant look in his eyes, and it's like he snaps out of it.
Right, because he had to get back up.
And he gets back up.
He says, come on! I was like, oh my God.
He goes into stabbing people again.
He goes to the try-hard mode quickly.
And then the last thing that you see in this section is he's just punching what looks like the camera, and I'm guessing it's supposed to be some other dude's face.
Either that person's dead from... Because I think that was...
Punching.
Stabbed him already.
Yeah.
He said, overkill. I'm Batman. I'm going to stab the shit out of him. I'm going to keep punching.
And then they transition to their base.
Yep.
And the entire crew's in there, and Frank is actually vomiting chunks of blood and stuff like that. And
all you hear is...
You hear...
You get the target.
Yeah. It's basically like he can't hear anything. It's muffled.
But you can read the lip, though.
You can read the lips and tell that the guy's asking if if they killed the target. And finally, he comes out of it.
What'd you say?
And he says, excuse me? And he says, did you kill the target? And he gets up and he's like,
man,
I had to fucking kill you.
Bam!
Punches him right in his eye.
Punch him right in the eye. And they're like, hey, fight him. Like, why fight him for? It's his fault. He told him that it was.
Everyone pulls him off and basically pushes him into the room, and his buddy's telling him, he's like, look, dude, I transferred. I asked for a transfer. We need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't for us anymore.
Right.
And Frank's like, he's the reason we're even in this mess.
Yeah.
And then, so, after he finally tells this story, and this story's over, he had been assured in episode 2, during one of the flashbacks when they were organizing the Reaper group, or whatever they were called, that it was government okayed. It was okayed by the president or whoever runs whatever.
Right.
And then Micro pulls a chair over to him and is like, here, have a seat. And he's like, no.
Right.
We ain't doing this.
Well, first, remember a while back, though, before he gave coffee, he looked at him like, I don't want that shit.
Micro's like, dude, look, no. I'm going to take you in there and show you something.
Right.
Sit down.
He's come on, Charles, come on, we got to go. Come on, Xavier.
Frank sits down. He drags him into the other room. He sits him in the computer. He's like, when I first got down here and I got all of this stuff set up, I hacked into every single major military and police database. He's like, and I want you to see something. And he typed in whatever the name of the thing that his group was a part of.
And he said it like,
and he's like, it doesn't exist.
So he's like, you know what that means?
He's like, so they turned you into a hitman is what they did.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he's like, this is why we need to work together. And all of a sudden, Frank looks at him and goes, under one condition. As long as I can kill every single one of them.
He said, yeah, that's fine.
And he basically, Micro's like, I ain't got a problem with that.
Yeah, I ain't got a problem with that. I mean, you're not with my family and my wife. No. Fuck it. Like, hey, go nuts.
And that's how it ends. And it's the setup of what's about to be a glorious 10-episode run. Even though it was already a glorious 3-episode run.
Right.
This show's just amazing,
because the villain's going to do some shit. That boy gonna do some shit. That boy, you know what? That boy really gonna do some shit.
Some shit's gonna do some shit.
Yeah, you know, man, I'll pop him too.
Somebody gets cut up pretty bad.
Yeah,
More of a villain.
yeah. It's at least the season 2. Everybody's gonna do some shit in season 2.
Listen.
And then he meets him again, and it's a 1v1 final again.
Fun fact, I've actually never seen season 2.
Really? Oh, I can't believe we pull it. That's gonna be great. You got fun with it.
But yeah,
this whole police scene too. Then
that's how that ends. No, I love this show.
No, the first one is just.
I want you guys to understand something. Netflix is undefeated.
Yeah.
When it comes to just having great shows.
Yeah.
As far as the Marvel universe is concerned, I'm telling you guys right now.
They really were in their bag on this one.
Like, if you really think about it. And again, I have not seen everything from Netflix, obviously.
Of course.
Daredevil season 1 and 2 were both absolutely amazing.
Because Daredevil season 1 started it. It started the trend.
I never watched season 3, but I did watch season 1 and 2. Both of them were amazing. Luke Cage season 1. Rough start,
but it picked up.
But it picks up, and it's amazing.
Ooh,
Jessica Jones was fucking... that's one of those shows you think are just going to be mediocre. It blows your fucking mind.
Especially
Great fucking show.
The Purple Man.
Yeah, the Purple Man ends up being fucking a very...
Which causes the shit from Luke Cage, that is crazy. All that's connected. Everything.
And I haven't seen Jessica Jones season 2, so I can't I can't talk about that.
Yeah.
2 or 3. It got 3 seasons, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it got 3. Yeah. But these shows, even Iron Fist, to an extent, people hate it. But
understand this. I love Iron Fist, but I never read the comics. I don't know what he's based on other than what I seen in this show. And what I saw in the show, I thought was pretty cool.
Right, he got literally a fist of iron, so he's been trained in whatever he went to. Yeah, so no, yeah.
So I enjoyed it, and obviously I absolutely loved
the Defenders. Yeah,
Defenders was fantastic. We covered that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. That was like our 3rd or 4th thing we kind of
great
covered.
Show. Love it.
Almost wish we had it in the head we could pull again, but yeah, no, we already covered it. But yeah, great, one hell of a show. Yeah.
There's not a run like that anywhere else. I mean, you look at Disney Plus. I mean, we just got Agatha all along, which was amazing. But the shows before that were She-Hulk.
Yeah. And then it was What If season 2.
What If season 2. And I think there's one more in there somewhere that was just kind of okay.
It's just.
And then the good show before that was Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was really good.
And then we had to wait again before Falcon Winter Soldier.
But yeah.
And then we had Loki, of course. But
well, we also had. I guess Loki season 2 was alright.
Yeah, it was cool. It was alright. But overall, it's just
there's just a lot. But as far as I just feel like Netflix was better at.
That's because it was very gory, violent, story-wise.
Right.
But because of the gore, I need the gore with the story. That's played it part perfectly.
But yeah, so that's the first 3 episodes. That's 3 a.m. to Deadman and Kandahar. The next episode, the next 2 episodes we will be talking about are called Resupply and Gunner. Now, what we're going to do moving forward, for those of you that don't know, we are going to continue to cover this until What If comes out.
Which I think that's like the 22nd?
Once What If comes out, depending on where we are, obviously, what we will do is alternate between covering this one week and then 2 episodes of What If the next week.
This is right into the new year.
And then hopefully, once we finish this, our focus will be on individual episodes of What If.
Well, of course. Right.
Once we finish this.
Yeah, we got to finish that first. But yeah, like, this really is right to the new year now that if we put all this together.
Yeah.
It should.
We'll be jumping back and forth between the 2. Depending, like I said, we'll probably be close to being done with this when What If starts.
Right.
So.
Yeah. We only got 2 weeks left of November, then we're right into December. We're like right there.
But I would like to finish this. Obviously, we got What If, which we'll be able to finish, and I'm not looking forward to that anyways. But
who knows? We might find some good episodes like we did with season 2 and season 1.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
It's What If. What If.
And everybody's liking it though. They like it to death. But I don't.
What if season 1 had like 1 good episode?
Yeah.
And then what if
season 2 had like
2 had a couple?
2 or 3.
Had like 3 or 4.
And that was it.
But yeah.
And they were like toward the end.
My problem with What If is the whole point of What If is just to tell like a what if this happened story.
Right.
And they like then try to combine them all into a big overarching story that's not needed.
They're trying to make it to be like, well, they're not what ifs. They're like branches of, I guess, the timeline. It's just the timeline broke in Loki, and they're trying to say, well, here's these what ifs that could happen. It's like, I don't care. Like, they're MCU, but do I really care? Like, maybe season 3 can make me care. Well, this is the final, I guess, the final season of What If, I guess.
It's the final countdown. But yeah, so that's going to do it. We have, like I said, next week we will cover the next 2 episodes. So, or whenever we get back together again. If we don't, we never know how long it's going to be in between recordings.
It might be Christmas time before we record something.
Don't do that to me.
Here's our Christmas episode, guys. And if you're feeling jolly, listen to Mariah Carey.
No, don't make me hurt you.
Turn them up for Christmas. They're like, it's time. So, she said it. It's time.
But alright, guys.
Nick, it is time.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
We love
Mariah
you.
Carey.
We'll see
it's
you.
time.
No.